Okay, this is an overview of the tank controls itself, just so that anything you unaware of or forget, hopefully I'll give you a quick rundown here. Before we get onto the tank itself, down to the left are the power plugs. The leftmost one, the white one in the off position, labelled H2O change, that should always be off, you shouldn't need that. The other three should all be on. They control various aspects or supply power to various parts of the tank. The rightmost one, which is temperature control, is actually supplying temperature to this device here. This is the controller for the temperature in the tank itself. The bottom number, the 25.5, is the target temperature. That's where we would like the temperature to be. The top number, the 25.2, is the temperature the tank is currently. The little red light just below, that actually shows the heater is on, which is what we expect. The tank is heating up. It will allow it to go about half a degree either side. Obviously if it gets down to about 24.9, you'll then see the little red light come on and the heater, so showing the heater is on. If it goes above 26, you'll see, instead of a red light, you'll see a green light, which means the fan, the cooling fan is on, although that's more easy to know because you can actually hear it. It's quite noisy, the fan. Most of the controls for the tank itself are actually hidden, so I'll show you that in a second. Just quickly on the light itself, the light has a green light on the top. The green actually shows it's connected to the Wi-Fi network. I can remotely control it from my phone. The light itself is completely autonomous. You don't need to bother about it at all. It will dim, it will do everything it needs to without any interference from yourself. The only thing I would say is if it was ever to start flashing green or green and blue, etc., it means it's been disconnected from the Wi-Fi network. If it doesn't reconnect, probably the best thing to do is turn off the plug down here that's labelled light to reset it, turn it off and on. The light itself, if you do need to get access to the tank, it does actually rotate out of the way quite easily. And the back of the tank is actually the water filtration system. Now, for ease of access, the panel, which says Red Sea there, if you just grab that and pull, it actually folds down to give you complete access to the tank, or the rear of the tank. So on the rear of the tank we have got the first thing over here, that's the fan. So if the tank is too hot, the temperature controller, which we saw down there, will turn that fan on, which will blow cold air onto the water. And actually that's where the water comes. The water actually goes through that grill and down into that chamber. Down that chamber is actually a filter, which will need changing once every few days, so I'll make another video on how to do that. To the right, at the back, we have two on-off switches. So the left one is the on-off switch for the protein skimmer, which I'll talk about later, and the right one is for the pump, or the return pump. So water goes through that grill, down through the filter, through the back of the tank, through the protein skimmer, etc., and eventually exits out of that nozzle there back into the tank. And as you can see the pump is on because of the rippling of the water. Other than feeding them during maintenance, that pump should be on at all times. Marine fish and coral require a flow of water to survive, so unless they've been fed or doing some sort of maintenance on the tank, it should be on at all times. To the right, this is the big chamber here at the right, is actually the top up, auto top up. You can see it's full, that's full with RO water, direct from the garage. Poured in from the garage in the container. The tank loses quite a bit of water via evaporation because it's open topped, so that chamber there, that container there, just automatically fills the water up. That will need topping up every day, but again I'll show you it. I'll do another video for that. And then when you're done, you can close and move the light back into the center position. And that's really an overview of the tank itself.